Welcome back to the Malt Man Cave. I'm Keith.
I'm Dave.
Tonight we're going to be reviewing a Macallan. Alright, so tonight we're going to be reviewing a pretty iconic bottle courtesy of Mike from Mike's Whiskey Review. So thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. As most people know, we swap bottles, once it gets to about that level so we can save some of the cost. So thank you, Mike, for Macallan 18. Comes in at 43% ABV. Unfortunately, I do think it's chill filtered. And normally Macallan doesn't. Normally it's natural color, but I don't think it specifically states it on the label. It does not. This particular Macallan 18 was distilled in 1996 and even earlier years. So probably just 1996, but they'll throw that in. Maybe there was like a small fraction from 1997. They're going to say that.
A priest walks by and like splashes each.
Yeah. So have you ever had Macallan 18? Pretty expensive bottle. It's going for like almost $300.
I've definitely had the baby brother, but yeah.
Macallan 12,
yeah,
which
12.
we reviewed.
Yeah.
So we are going blind tonight. We did not have enough to sample it and get notes and write it down. So if we suck at notes tonight, sorry. You're getting, we're really not that good. Surprise! We're not good. So anything else I want to say about this whiskey? Macallan, Speyside Distillery, pretty much known as pretty much the most famous, iconic distillery there is. Known for having a lot of really delicious sherried whiskey. Their stills are known as being curiously small stills, kind of squat stills, which kind of give it a unique, more full, oily character. Macallan's also known for kind of having a rubber and like flintlock note, amongst obviously ginger and all the stuff that you get with sherry. Dude, sometimes sulfur.
That scene, Last of the Mohicans, for opening scene where they're running through the forest with the rifles. He's like, with his he's packing rifle. It on, or at the end when he's like packing it on the run.
So anything else about Macallan? Macallan, rightfully so, is very, very famous. Do I need to give you some more?
No. I was just wondering if I needed to bottoms it up or not.
No, we're good.
Whoa.
We're good.
Cheers. Okay, all right.
No, we're good.
It's a celebration.
So Macallan used to be in the 80s, the 70s, the 80s. I mean, they just put out liquid gold. And I've had some, and they were absolutely breathtaking. And Macallan is still delicious. I do feel like they're kind of a victim of their own success. They can kind of get away with cutting some corners, and when they don't, when they actually produce like the excellent whiskey that it can be, then they just charge out the wazoo for it. So Macallan is amazing. They're a great distillery. I do wish they would kind of do some higher ABVs, not chill filter, and lower the dang prices. But overall, Macallan is amazing. They have delicious sherry whiskey. So enough blabbing. Without further ado, let's get into some whiskey. What do you get on the nose?
I
forgot how good this was.
If you take a watermelon Jolly Rancher and you mix it intermix it with an apple.
I
totally, are you with me on that?
For real.
Yeah. I'm
not just saying that on camera. Like, I actually really get that as you're saying that.
If you mix that watermelon with that green apple and you just and then maybe some dark molasses sweetness. Man, it smells pretty good, man.
And you don't really like sherry that much.
A little bit of leathery notes for me.
Yeah. I just had a Highland Park 21 before Dave came over. I was doing some notes and I had some Highland Park 21, and it is a really, really good whiskey. And I didn't think this was going to compete, but this is tasting almost as good as the Highland Park 21 did. So I get that kind of watermelon-y, cherry / apple Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, cherries in there too.
Ginger, nutmeg, just delicious, just sherry notes, almost like a raisin.
Yeah, dark fruits, definitely.
A little bit of milk chocolate mixed with like the rubber and the flint and the slightest bit of sulfur. Actually, this is less sulfur than I'm used to with Macallan. I thought there was going to be a little bit more sulfur notes, and it's not as prominent as I would have thought.
Every time Keith says flint lock tonight, I'm just going to start saying Last of the Mohican references.
It was a good movie.
I will find you!
Just stay alive!
Just stay alive!
No matter what occurs! Such a good movie.
Such a good movie.
What else do I get? I really hope people have seen Last of the Mohicans.
No,
Otherwise, this
go
is
watch
not
it.
going to be funny. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Great soundtrack, too. Did you ever have the soundtrack?
Yeah, man. We
I
used
used to rock that soundtrack out.
You know how Anthony had a Jeep and I had a Jeep?
Mm-hmm.
We would take the tops off, take the doors off, and then we would drive around Raymar with playing the anthem of Last of the Mohicans. We did not have girlfriends. Shout out Hallie, she was my girlfriend.
She stuck with you through the geek phase. I get a cherry cheesecake, and it's more like a sugary cherry, like, you know, like maraschino cherries, or what kind of cherries? When you get like a cherry filling and you make a cherry pie, what would that be called? Just cherries in a. It's more like the like a textury, gooey. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Sorry, I'm describing this horribly.
Yeah, just the sugar has broken it down to.
So cherry cheesecake, like I said, ginger, nutmeg, allspice. It's really spicy. The rubber, the flint, a little bit of vanilla. Slightest bit of oak, less than you would think for an 18-year-old.
Magua.
You really are going to do it every
time you say it.
All right, what do you get on the palate?
I should have been doing that. Definitely feel the rubbery, and that taste to it. Dark fruits definitely stay. The sweetness stays. Man, I even think the Jolly Rancher kind of stays on it. There's a creaminess to it. It's like a...
And then a dryingness at the end of it. It's like creamy,
then
it's drying.
Yeah, it's like a coating and then feels good.
Anything else?
Maybe some honey.
Yeah. No, it actually reminds me when I drink tea, black tea, and I put honey in it. Yeah. The taste in my mouth is what it kind of tastes like after I have tea with honey in it.
That's what
it's kind of drying. Ginger is really, really prominent in this. And actually, Macallan in general, typically to me, especially the ones that are overtly sherried, I know they're kind of getting away sometimes lately. I mean, most of Macallan is sherried whiskey, but sometimes they're doing some more bourbon or American oak finishes these days. But ginger is very, very prominent in this. So ginger, take another sip. Man. I was actually prepared to not give this as good a review because most people know I like Glendronach. You know, there's a kind of an argument, Glendronach versus Macallan for the best sherry distillery. Yeah. And I tend to lean towards the Glendronach as my favorite. Mm-hmm. This is a lot better than I recall.
It's like a really good...
it's not worth $300, but it's very, very good whiskey.
Yeah. It's like cherry cough syrup that you'd want to drink. Kind of reminds me of that medicinal cherry.
Ginger, allspice, nutmeg, slightest bit of milk chocolate lurking behind a huge wallop of cherry cheesecake, and that cherry pie filling. Delicious. A little bit more like in the finish. The end of the palate, kind of leaning into the finish, is kind of more of a where you get kind of the slight rubbery, oily flintlock notes. Are you really trying to act out him burning at the stake? Things are getting real tonight. This is our first drink. Well, actually, that's not true. I had the HB21 before again. This is Dave's first drink.
Yeah. What was long hair or not white hair? Yeah, what was that guy's name? The general or
the redhead?
I will put under the knife or your family. Never mind.
Magua.
Yeah. No, but who was the with the 2 daughters that he was after?
Oh yeah, I forget his name.
I forget that guy's name.
So, now that we've
stop saying flintlock.
Now that we've enacted a public burning,
I'm so happy that he knew exactly what it was.
We're proud.
We are.
Delicious stuff.
Yeah, Mike, this is great, man.
You actually like this?
Yeah.
You don't typically love sherry.
I don't feel like it, but it doesn't have any of the. Sherry has some negatives to me because sometimes the sherry is all that it is.
But normally Macallan is like known for kind of being that.
I don't think this is what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good, whatever the frick it is. That I know. It's not worth $300, but this is a very, very good whiskey.
Yeah.
What do you get on the finish?
That what you were saying as far as the drying, but that
the tea and the black tea and honey.
Yeah, that's really prominent. I don't know if it's a long or a medium finish. I think it's a medium finish.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. It's kind of a medium. It is a little watery. I would like to have, this would be really good if it was like 46% ABV and above.
Yeah.
Or cast strength. Oh my gosh, they'd probably charge like $500 for a Macallan 18 at cast strength. But again, black tea with honey into like the strong ginger root, a little rubbery flintlock.
No more.
No more. You're done?
No more.
You're empty?
I'm not empty.
You're out?
I go all night.
Again, cherry cheesecake. The slightest bit of kind of drying, like maybe it's not dark chocolate. Just think like almost like a semi-sweet. Actually, last Lindsay's ticked at me because she was gonna bake something, and I got into last night. I got hungry and I got like the semi-sweet chocolate chips.
Oh yeah.
This reminds me of semi-sweet chocolate chips.
Yeah.
So, pretty good stuff.
To tell you the truth, when you said flintlock, I just wanted to go like this. Off frame.
Gosh, when the chick kills herself.
Mog was like he doesn't even understand. Like,
what are those things called?
That thing that the dad had?
Yeah, that it's like that wood thing, and then it's got that like a little dagger that comes out halfway through it. What is that called?
Some Mohican.
In the comment section, let us know what
Somebody
that's called. I'm sure we're gonna look it up after this, and then we'll know. But leave in the comment section. So, Malt and Man Cave, Mark, what are you gonna give this?
Oh man, it's much better. Macallan, man, to me, I think the overabundance of Macallan, and I know it's kind of rare, but in stores around me, I walk into the liquor store and it's just Macallan 12 all over. It kind of got watered down in my mind, and this was really good. It was really surprising. It was not as sherry as I was. I think the 12, I had a little bit of a negative to it.
You give it a very high score.
But this is up there for me. This is probably one of the better sherry whiskeys that I've had, and I'm thankful that Mike shared it with us and me. I'm going to say a strong 88.
88?
88 for me.
I had a little bit lower than I thought you were going to give it, but it's still a good score.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what.
Almost a 9 out of 10.
It's not my favorite.
Because it's cherry.
It's because it's cherry. But
you like it better than a lot of the sherry whiskeys that you've had before.
Yeah. Now, why you would drink this if you could drink a bourbon?
Gosh, this guy.
I'm just kidding.
It's all right. I mean, you don't got to come over for the Scotch reviews. I'm just kidding.
Never again.
All right, so I'm going to give this. I'm so torn. I was totally going to come in and like knock Macallan and not give them as good a score. Not like, but I got to be honest. This is really good.
Yeah, I would think.
I don't know if it's just hitting me. Now, don't get me wrong. I still like Glendronach better as a distillery. They have higher ABVs. They don't chill filter. I think they're just even the distillate I like better. But I'm gonna give this it's like an 89 to a 90 for me, and I'm gonna be generous because this is really tasting good tonight. I thought I was gonna give it an 88 or 89. This is a 90 out of 100. This is really good. Definitely not worth, as I said for the third time, it's not worth 300 plus bucks that it goes for in Ohio right now.
Yeah,
but this is good stuff.
Yeah,
if this was 200 bucks, I'd get this on a regular basis if I could.
Yeah, I think it'd be good just to try a glass of it and then see where things lead you. I mean, do you ever do that? Do you just go into any bottle blind, or do you ever go to like a...
I used to have Lindsay like pour me blind samples. She says no now. I ask her, she's like, no.
Do you ever go into a bar though and try a whiskey before you buy it, or do you just...
I try to, yeah.
You try to?
Especially if I'm going to spend that much money, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't always, but
that's what I was kind of referring to.
Yeah.
It'd be worth if a restaurant that you're at has it, I'd say try it.
I'm going to add watermelon to the nose. As I know we said that, but I'm going to add to the nose, the palate, and the finish. There's a slight hint of watermelon.
Well,
which is what is separating it from what I thought of. Like that is why I'm giving it a lot more praise, and I'm giving it a 90 out of 100.
They don't have dunnage warehouses. They have watermelon warehouses.
What? Oh my gosh. On that note, question of the night.
Hey,
Dave's in touch with his spirit animal.
My spirit animal? I've been on a journey all tonight with Magua. And
that's kind of funny. It does kind of work.
It does work. What would, if you could pick any attribute or superpower, so to speak, of an animal, what would you pick? Would it be like a dog's sense of smell, or a cat's eyes in the dark? Or a cat always landing on its feet?
What are ants considered to be the strongest, like per square inch?
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're the strongest, but yeah, it's like 100 times their body strength.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah,
with my insecurities, I want to be strong.
Probably more than that.
I think
but not even look. You would just be you size, and then all of a sudden you just rep out
100
1,000 pounds. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with an ant's strength.
Yeah, more than.
What about you?
Growing up, we lived on a farm, and we had a basement, and it was. If we got cold in the winter, we had to go down and throw more wood into the furnace. It was that kind of basement. So we had an unfinished, like a dirt floor, and then we had a floor with a drain in it. And in that drain lived a family of salamanders. And one of those was my favorite. Her name was Sally the Salamander, and she would go to school with me almost every year for show and tell when I was a kid. And one year, I think it was Andy, took Sally by the tail and swung her around.
My sister did that crap to a lizard of mine.
And why would you even think to do that?
So what trait do you like?
Sally lost her tail that day. Popped off.
Grew back.
And she grew that thing back longer than it was the first time. So I would take Sally the Salamander's regenerative abilities.
Okay, Wolverine.
And I would just, that'd be awesome, man.
I would. I don't tell this story a lot, but there was a time when I was probably in 2nd or 3rd grade when I went on a trip to the creek and I caught a couple salamanders. I caught a couple, did I catch them?
That's a pretty good
Are
haul.
salamanders
they're
indigenous to...
Yeah, they'll be around slimy. They like basements. They like cold, damp.
All I know is I went on a trip and I caught some frogs. I caught some toads. And I don't know if I caught them, but I had salamanders in this aquarium.
Yeah.
In an aquarium.
Jennifer.
And, well, that was a different one where she murdered some of my lizards out of spite. Jennifer.
No wonder Tim found her attractive.
But as a 2nd and 3rd grader, I forgot that those type of animals need water.
Rest in peace.
Did not leave water, and I came out like 2 days later to Sodom and Gomorrah. Just hard as a rock.
They returned to soul.
And I cried for days. I was like, I'm a mass murderer. So,
wow.
Yeah, that happened. I'm sorry. We're going to lose some subscribers. Animal rights activists. PETA.
So, you would be like the Ant-Man.
Yep.
Real strong. And I can take a bullet.
Yeah, and regenerate.
Maybe.
Would your face grow back?
I don't know. Probably not. Probably just the tail. Just my tail would grow back.
But thank you guys as always for watching. Please like, subscribe. Leave us a comment of the night if you want to hear us banter about shenanigans and ridiculousness, like getting your face blown off.
We're really scraping the bottom.
People, this is the crazy thing. No one ever will. Very rare. Well, people do sometimes leave question of the night, but when we don't, remember in the past we haven't done a question of the night,
like,
and then everyone yells at us like, "Where's the question of the night?"
Except for the one guy that's like 7 minutes of review and 10 minutes of talk.
Who said that? I don't remember.
Somebody.
You're dead to me, whoever you are.
It's true though.
But as always, Scotch is king.
Bourbon is best.
It really is.